teach you the easiest way to make a really delicious bread. And you might have almost all the ingredients already, with the exception of yeast, possibly. That's something that I don't always have, so if you don't have yeast, pause this, go get some, come back. Okay, anyway, so what we're gonna do is so easy. I have my fresh basil here from our garden that we've dried out. I'm gonna use that as my herb in this. We'll get to that later, but you can use whatever herb you want. Some people like rosemary. I'm not a fan of rosemary, so we're gonna use basil. This is a cheddar basil or cheddar herb bread. Super easy. So, first thing, you're gonna need a bowl. You're gonna need a measuring cup, flour, salt, yeast, water for the first steps. Okay, we're gonna need 3 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm just gonna put this in my bowl. I've already measured it out. I'm not big on sifting, so no need to sift. We're going to need 1 teaspoon of salt. Half a teaspoon of the yeast. I'm going to be using the fast rising yeast, so it's dry and active yeast. I use the fast one or instant. So if you don't want to do that, I don't know what to tell you. But that's what we're doing. Okay. Like I said, this is a quick, easy bread, and I think anyone can do it. So half a teaspoon. Okay, just putting half a teaspoon in there. I will probably seal this into a Ziploc bag after I'm done. That way we can save that. And then we're gonna need 1.5 cups of warm water, not super duper hot, but like if it feels the same temperature as your body, about 95, 97 degrees, that is perfect. So let me get some warm water real quick. I'm just using the same measuring cup as I did with the flour. This is warm. It felt warm with the touch. It wasn't too hot. It wasn't too cold. That's what I'm using. I'm going to pour it into the dry bits here. Just a little bit at a time. You can use a wooden spoon or you can use a whisk. I kind of prefer wooden spoons rather than whisks, so it just gets all stuck in there. No need to like knead this right now, or you can just use your hands too if you want to use your hands. Okay, that's kind of mixed. We're gonna pour a little bit more. This can be made, this dough can be made like up to 18 hours before you're going to bake it. And it can be left setting out that long, and it's completely fine. There's no eggs or anything in this. The yeast is in there. So the minimum you're gonna need is 3 to 5 hours to let this rise. The maximum that you can just let it sit out is about 18 hours. Okay, I'm dumping the rest of that in there. I'm gonna continue mixing, and then in a minute I'm going to have to use my hands. And this is a no knead dough, but I will finish mixing with my hands, which maybe you consider that kneading. I don't. I kind of consider it folding. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of folding it. And the dough should be sticky. So right now it's still kind of crumbly. It's not really sticky yet, but by the time we get done mixing it, it will be sticky. It's already sticky, like on the spoon. That's the consistency that we're gonna want the whole thing to be. This is so easy. You can do this in the morning, go out and do your chores or whatever you need to do, go to work, you know, come home and bake it that night. And everyone be like, oh my gosh, I spent the whole day making bread. Wouldn't be a lie. Okay, we're starting to get there on the consistency. Now I'm gonna use my hands. And this is the messy part. I actually don't like doing this, but it's okay. Sometimes you gotta do what you don't wanna do, right? I'm just trying to get everything off this spoon. Maybe I should take my ring off. Oh yeah, so this is a good sticky, see I'm just kind of folding it in on itself. I'm not really kneading it, I just want it to be a good sticky consistency. Yeah, I can pick up the whole thing, it's all stuck together. That is perfect. Not much to do there, I just wanted to make sure. And now we're looking at this sticky, globby clump of dough. And what you're gonna wanna do now is cover it with saran wrap, plastic wrap, and let it sit for 3 to 5 hours, and then we will continue on after that. So I'm just gonna get my plastic wrap here. Just gonna set this over the bowl. Pull it tight, not too tight, doesn't even matter really. Just kind of get it under there. You don't want to set it somewhere where it's going to get cold, so don't put it in your fridge. If it's winter, fall, and you have like a fireplace, set it by your fireplace. Doesn't matter. Set it by your heater, or just set it on your counter where it's not going to get cold. You don't want to set it on the shelf by the window, anything like that. It'll just be a little too cold. So now you can see it's already kind of steaming up in there. So what's going to happen is this is going to rise, and we're going to let it rise for, like I said, 3 to 5 hours. So this is what it looks like right now, just this doughy blob, and we're going to set it aside. Okay, so we have let the bread sit, or the dough sit and rise. My house is a little bit cold, so I actually had to let it sit probably about the full 18-hour maximum, but it has risen. There are some nice little bubbles on top. You can tell the difference. So what we want to do now is we're going to put it onto a floured surface. You can see all the bubbles on the bottom. Look at that. That's good. But we're going to put it onto our floured surface. Okay, so I've got it out of the bowl onto the floured surface. I'm going to put flour on my hands. And all I'm going to do, because this is a no-knead dough, no-knead bread, I have about 1.5 cups of shredded cheddar cheese ready to go. Just get it out of there. There's my shredded cheddar cheese. I like sharp cheddar cheese. I'm just gonna kind of put it in the middle, and I'm gonna use my fresh basil that was dried. Fresh basil from the garden that we dried. How do you say that? I don't know. And I'm just gonna crumple that into there. Get that stem piece out. I'm gonna do a tiny bit of onion powder. I would prefer to use fresh chives from the garden, not dried, just fresh. But I just didn't have any. It's not the season for it. And I'm gonna use a tiny bit of thyme as well. Again, if you have it fresh from your garden, that's great, but I just don't have it. Okay. And I'm just doing a tiny little pinch of that. Thyme can be overpowering, so don't want to do it. Okay. So then, you're not gonna knead it, you're just gonna fold it in on itself. And then kind of do the same thing again. Cheese. Oh, and right now also, so my oven was preheated, and then I don't have a Dutch oven, so I have a cast iron pan, and it's in the oven right now getting hot. So that is in there while I do this. We want that cast iron to be piping hot. Tiny bit of the onion powder again. If I had chives, like I said, I would do that. I just don't. Chives, and again, there's a tiny bit of the thyme. And then you could do whatever you want. You can use rosemary. If you have rosemary, I'm we're just gonna take it and fold it on top of itself. I'm gonna keep my hands a little bit floured, dough a little floured. I'm gonna do it again. You're gonna do the folds about 4, maybe 5 times, something like that. I could have left that in there. It's just a bud from one of the flowers. I'm just gonna put that in there. That's what happens when you let basil go to flour, right? Okay, so now this time, I'm gonna make my hands very nice and floured. I'm gonna use the same bowl I already had, but because it's sticky in there, I'm gonna line it with some parchment paper. And I'm just gonna now, see that? Okay. I'm just gonna grab my dough here, and I'm just gonna kind of fold it in on itself. All the corners up and in. So I kind of make this tight little ball. And this is why you need your hands good and floured. So I have this nice little ball here. Don't want it sticking to me. Don't want it sticking to anything really. So just gonna make sure all these are kind of sealed in. Looking good. Now what you're gonna do with your ball is you're just gonna put it in this bowl. I'm putting it fold side down, and I just dropped it into the bowl. So it's in there on the parchment paper, like so. I'm gonna save this tiny bit of cheese that I have left, and I'm gonna put it on there once I get it into the cast iron. So, or if you're in your Dutch oven, if you have a Dutch oven. Now, what you want to do is you want to take a kitchen towel. Just take a kitchen towel, a nice clean towel, and you're just going to lay it over top. And you're going to let it rest for about 20 minutes. Okay, don't push it tight. I just kind of let it sit on there. We're going to let it sit for 20 minutes. We're going to come back. The cast iron will be super duper hot. We're going to pull that out of the oven. Like I said, I don't have a Dutch oven, so I actually have a pan. It's a little Pyrex, and it has water in it. I'm gonna put that down in the bottom of the oven on the lower rack, and I will cook the bread on the middle rack in the cast iron pan with the water below. It kind of creates a giant Dutch oven in the oven itself. I'm not going to put a lid on my cast iron. If you have a Dutch oven, that's going to be different. You're going to want to put it in your Dutch oven with the lid on, and then after 30 minutes take the lid off. For me, I don't have a Dutch oven, so I put the water back in. Then after 30 minutes, I'm just going to take the water out and then let it finish cooking. So right now, I'm going to give it 20 minutes to rest, and then we'll get back and put it in the oven. Okay, so here we are. It's been 20 minutes. I'm just going to take the towel off of here. I'm going to get my pan out of the oven. It is going to be so hot now. Exactly what I want. And I'm going to take my Pyrex dish and put that on the bottom. cast iron pan. Did I say my Dutch oven at 11? My pan, I don't know. Anyways, so I'm gonna take my bowl with my loaf in here now, and I'm just gonna go ahead and swap it into the pan. There we go. Put it right in there. Sprinkle this little bit of cheese on top. Did I say just a tiny little bit? Make it look good, and it is sizzling. And we're gonna put it in the oven. I'm gonna go ahead and just stick this in there. Remember, we have the water in there. This is hot, hot, hot. I'm gonna stick this on the rack. And we're gonna set the timer for 30 minutes. Come back, take the water pan out. Alright, so we have that timer set for 30 minutes. We'll come back and we'll check it and take the water out at that point. This is what it's looking like about 17 minutes in. Looking good. It smells amazing. My timer's going off. That means I need to take the water out of here. Oh, guys, I don't know if you can see this, but oh my goodness, it is looking fantastic. So I'm gonna just take the water bath out now. It's boiling and hot, so you gotta be real careful. By removing that, it's kind of acting like taking the lid off the Dutch oven. I'll let you guys see this for a second. Oh my gosh. It is looking so good. Okay, and then we're just gonna let it finish cooking for about another 10 minutes, and then that's it. So I'm gonna set the timer again. So it's time to pull this out of the oven. Oh my gosh. It looks and just smells amazing. We're gonna let it sit for a few minutes and cool down, and then you have your bread. So this is out of the oven. You can see where some of the cheese and stuff from the inside has tried to come out. And you can see the cheese that I kind of sprinkled on top. It is looking delicious. I'm gonna show you the bottom of this. There you go. So there's the bottom. Looks good. If you guys could smell this, oh my gosh. I cannot wait to cut into this and eat this. Oh, yum. There is your bread.